As the World Trade Center buildings fell on 9/11 and all were running away from the buildings, police officers were still rushing in to save lives. When we are threatened by violent criminals, it is the police that we want to call. And when the police strike, looting and lawlessness would normally ensue. All these illustrate the importance of police work. When police officers make mistakes, it is very important that those mistakes are identified and pointed out. But at the same time, let us not forget that police work comes with unique challenges, difficulties, and even sacrifices that ordinary citizens might not know about or might easily forget. Let us talk about those things in this video. The content of this video is primarily based on the book by Adam Plantinga, 400 Things Cops Know, and partially based on the book Arrest Proof Yourself by Dale Carson and Wes Denham. Number 1. Police deal with the bad apples so that we don't have to. In our society, there are plenty good people, kind people, generous and decent people. Unfortunately, police officers do not interact with these people much in their work. Police officers are called to deal with problematic and difficult individuals and cases. In his book, Plantinga discusses this 90-10 rule in law enforcement, whereby 90% of all people are decent and 10% aren't. As a police officer, you deal almost exclusively with that 10%. The reason is very simple. People call the police to deal with problems. At the police station, you will never get a call like this. We're having a birthday party for our 5-year-old son. We've got delicious cakes and pony rides. With today being such a beautiful sunny day, could you send a couple of officers over right away, please? Oh, no, there's no problem. We just like them to experience all this happiness. This is not the kind of call that police get and respond to. Number 2. Police officers get injured on the job. It's a certainty. Getting kicked, headbutted, spit on, bitten, or hit by fleeing cars are commonplace for police officers. More serious injuries involve stabbing or broken ribs from fights with combative suspects or gunshot injuries from close-range gunfights. Although police fatalities are relatively rare, getting injured is a certainty. This is why police officers write their blood type on their ballistic vest in large print. Because when officers are shot and get sent to the hospital, they might not be in any condition to talk. Number 3. Police officers might be powerful in the eyes of an ordinary citizen, but in the universe of law enforcement, they are lowly positioned. According to Plantinga, during presidential visits, the Secret Service will enlist the help of local police to manage traffic and to hold an outer perimeter. And make no mistake about it, to the Secret Service, a line officer is utterly expendable. The Secret Service will shoot right through the officer in order to neutralize any threat to the president. Nothing lets a police officer know their lowly place in the law enforcement universe more than working with the Secret Service. Number 4. Police officers must deal with a wide variety of calls. One might think that people only call the police for real emergencies, but the fact of the matter is, people call the police for almost anything these days. Someone requesting police help due to a minor dispute with his neighbor, a child calling the police because his little brother hit him, a mother calling the police because her teenage son does not listen to her, or an elderly lady whose precious cat is stuck in a tree. An officer can take as many as 30 assignments in one shift. Imagine the variety of skills needed to tackle such a wide range of calls. Even when a call might require certain skills you don't really possess, you still need to go and show up at the scene. Because you are a police officer, because it is in your job description under other duties as assigned, and because there is no one else around who will do it then. Number 5. Police have to deal with infectious diseases. Many of the people that police need to deal with are not paragons of hygiene, and they might have serious infectious and easily transmittable diseases. This is why police officers make sure that any cuts or wounds on their own skin are covered up and protected when dealing and interacting with suspects in order to protect themselves from getting hepatitis or HIV or any number of communicable diseases. Also, when a police officer shoots someone at close range, there is the likelihood that the blood and tissue of that individual would get into the eyes, nose, and mouth of the officer, which is why the officer must undergo a battery of tests after each of such shooting incidents. Number 6. Police officers must show courage and never fear. Everyone gets scared sometimes, but a police officer must not look scared. No matter what the situation, if you show fear on the street, criminals will sense it and see it and take advantage of it. And more importantly, a fellow officer will see it and they will never forget it. No officer wants to be the one known in the force as the one who gets scared and shrinks from a fight. Number 7. Police officers must make rapid decisions in stressful situations. In many lines of work, important decisions are deliberated in meetings where coffee is served and snacks are provided. In such meetings, numerous options are considered, different ideas are debated, pros and cons are weighed. Police officers, however, must make rapid decisions and many times in high-stress situations. They might have just a second or two to decide how to approach a suspect who is armed and dangerous. And should they make a wrong decision, critics will have a lifetime to analyze and pick apart that decision. Number 8. Police officers need to deal with threats of revenge. Not all, but some police officers receive regular threats of revenge, especially those officers who are the linchpins in serious felony cases. Moreover, these threats are not only made against the officer, but also to their family and relatives as well. So truly, police officers risk their lives while on duty. Sometimes they do the same off-duty as well. Number 9. Police officers do not live long after retirement. This may be the result of poor health caused by a difficult lifestyle of shift work and poor diet. But this may also have to do with psychological issues. Police psychologists indicate that a typical police officer will see more human tragedy in the first 3 years of their career than an average citizen will see in a lifetime. And then, after 40 years or so of service, the officer retires. Most will live between 4 to 12 years after retiring, fighting heart diseases and gout instead of crime. Number 10. Divorce and suicide rates are high among police officers compared to many other professions. FBI statistics show that police officers are 6 times more likely to commit suicide than the general public, and this figure more than triples after retirement. Divorce rate for police officers is also significantly higher than the national average, especially in big city police departments. The causes for divorces may vary: long, irregular working hours, stress, missed holidays, and an unhealthy lifestyle that can breed anger and hostility. Being a police officer can be tough. Being married to one might not be so easy either, it seems. Police work is where the hot and controversial topics in political and academic debates materialize into things that officers see and feel and touch and deal with on a daily basis. Police work can be tough, and police officers, and sometimes their family as well, make sacrifices. And for all that, we should be thankful. Let me end this video with this. When I make a video that is somewhat critical of the police, I get harsh comments. Why do you hate the police so much? Why are you such a hater? And when I'm being positive about the police, people say, oh, you are so naive, you are so clueless. Well, I don't believe I'm either of those things. I make these videos because I find the topic of policing interesting. I read some interesting books and articles, and then I make some videos about them just to share with all of you what I find to be fascinating and interesting. I have no other hidden agenda. Let us also keep in mind that there is a distinction between talking about police officers and talking about policing. This video is clearly more about police officers, the people, and the work that these people perform. If you're interested in the topic of policing and the potential issues associated with it, please check out some of my other videos. Alright, as always, I invite you to leave your comments and thoughts down below, but please keep them civil and respectful. Please also check out my other videos on the topic of policing. Thanks so much for watching this Ranywayz random video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.